In tonight's video, we're going to look at the video released by Jeremy Corbell, and we're going to compare it to a solar eclipse event that could actually be the same object. And then we're going to look at a couple of video clips that are floating around the internet of UFOs, testimonies from this UFO sighting, plus what the experts thought about it, and then possibly alien beings. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So I said I would tackle this at some point in time. You guys know Jeremy Corbell did a video several weeks ago. He got some leaked footage of this large object being taken from above. Now the reason why I'm touching bases on this is because I think there's going to be this video clip I'm going to show you in just a minute of the clips, which may resemble something similar to this. Now, this is pretty fascinating. You guys can go over to his channel. I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can go over there and check out what they talked about this and stuff. They talked about specifications and the possible size of it based off of several things. Now, I went in here and kind of lightened it up a little bit so that you guys can see it, because it's really interesting when I show you this next clip. I'm gonna let it play, but it's gonna be very short. But people were out watching one of the eclipses, and what they saw was an object, and you're gonna be paying close attention because it's about maybe a second or two long of that object. And when you guys see this, remember they were taking this video from on the ground. They weren't looking down on the craft, they were looking up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this play, and I'll be back in just a second.
Back up.
This is so cool.
What's that?
What is that?
What's that?
So I told you guys it was quick. I'm gonna slow it down and kind of zoom in on it. There you see it there. Now this was taken in 2024. And here it is again, slowed down and kind of zoomed on it. Now some people were saying that this was falsified and all that, but look at that. And I'll do a side-by-side comparison just a second, but I want you guys to see this clip first. And then if you think about it with what Corbell put out there and then also the eclipse, look at these two side by side. Now I'm not saying they're the same thing, but it could be. I mean, one's taken, like I said, from an angle and the other one's taken from above, looking down. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this. Like I said, this is far-fetched. I'm just out here looking at a couple of things, and when I first saw this Corbell clip, that was the first thing that came to mind, was going to be that solar eclipse clip of this particular craft here. Some people speculated that it was falsified and all that stuff. I believe it's something that they saw. You heard the audience and stuff there. You heard the people filming this in the background there. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. And then we're gonna go on to our next one. So this one was taken in Mexico. And what's interesting about this is that it wobbles, and we've heard that certain craft do kind of wobble at lower speeds. And I don't have an exact date on this when this was taken, but based off of what I'm seeing here, it had to be taken in the early 2000s. Of course, you guys know I'm going to slow this down and zoom in a little bit. Now, of course, it's a little bit blurry because it is an old film. But I wanted you guys to see this. It looks like there's something on the front of that. It could be a window, it could be a dome, but it looks like it's circulated around. But let me know in the comments. And the reason why I'm showing that to you, because I showed this video clip a couple of weeks ago. This was taken, of course, in 1997. This was in Mexico, and there was a lot of controversy around it. People said it was fake and all that, but there were eyewitness testimonies. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you one or two testimonies in this video, and then I'm gonna show you what people were talking about. They had some experts, they brought them in, and they talked a little bit about this. But if you guys want a full-blown video on this, you know, put it down in the comments, and of course I'll go in and I'll try to find the full video clip if I can put it out there, and then put that out there and maybe talk about it a little bit more. But here's going to be one of the testimonies of people that saw this craft.
Suddenly, in those buildings, I saw something that moved. So I looked more closely, and I understood that there was something that was flying above them. you could see a type of plate that was floating in the air and moving in an abnormal way in respect to any terrestrial flying object.
Now, this next testimony is going to be from a lady, and there's 3 or 4 of them, but I think hers was one of the most interesting because listen to what she says. She saw it up close, she heard the dog, she saw the dogs going crazy, and she even got like a little tan from it. So listen to what she says.
On the day of the 6th of August, I was doing some university work. I was taking some photos. At a certain point, I saw a very strange shadow. In that moment, I turned towards the sky and I saw a very dense, solid cloud. I thought that it couldn't be a cloud. It seemed to be falling from the sky. I didn't understand what was happening. Then I realized that it was a UFO. I saw that it was solid and shone. It didn't have lights, but it was very bright. It was suspended, but at the same time you could see that it was turning very quickly, so quickly that you couldn't really see it rotating, but you could feel it in the air. From all it emitted, you could feel that it turned. You heard a sound like a gas leak. Yes, constant and also as if it were oscillating. In that moment I noticed that all the pets and animals were as if mad. The dogs, the cats, running from one part to another. I was frightened. The dog's behavior made me react, and I thought that I should take a photo. I tried to get my camera, but as there was a lot of confusion, I didn't find it straight away. When I got it, I turned to take a photo. I saw only a light that was going away very fast. You couldn't distinguish its shape anymore. It was more like a light. Something shiny, silvery, very strong. I was wearing a short-sleeved top, and when I looked in the mirror, I had lines, as if I had got a tan whilst wearing the top.
And then these next 2 guys are going to talk about, they're experts on the subject. They kind of brought it in, do some computer analyzation on it, stuff like that. But they talk about how this couldn't have been falsified, and you'll hear exactly what they say on this.
So I've tested the image for its stability, about whether it could be connected with a string or not. And I am very certain that there is no string that's connected, that it's moving on, that it's not like that, that there's no evidence that it's a fake.
And it's not possible physically for a balloon to move in the way the object moves. The object is standing on an invisible column of force of some kind that holds it up off the ground. This is why, as it moves across the top of the building, it tilts back and forth. It's moving the force field along to crawl forward. On balance, I'm quite sure that this video is authentic.
It's to me, it's the most compelling footage that I've seen. This might be the one that we've been waiting for.
Ray, smoking gun or hoax?
Really good hoax.
A hoax in which there was physically a craft over this apartment building?
So like I said, if you want me to do a full-blown video on it, put it down in the comments and I'll definitely go in and try to find the whole video clip and try to break it down and then show you guys what they found when they were trying to analyze this, because they did a lot of work in bringing these original video footage in. All right, and on to some of the more interesting stuff. So this one was taken in Italy in 2010. It was someone, they said it was a farmer that saw this alien being. He happened to grab his phone, and this is what he recorded here. Now, there was no audio or anything behind it. So what I'm showing you guys is exactly what I got and I received here, and it was done in slow motion like this. Now, I'm gonna speed this up so you guys can probably see how it was if this happened in live action and not this slow motion to the video. And here it is here. So I'm gonna do a little bit more digging on this and try to find you guys some more information on this. I don't like just putting it out there without trying to find some background behind it. This next one's gonna be some moon footage. People have speculated only because of the shadow in the background. I'll slow this down just a little bit so you guys can see it there. They're paying attention to the shadow of the large object, and they're wondering why the object goes to the right and the shadow goes up to the far right and did fall over. But it could be the angle and stuff of the sun, and here it is up close. So of course, always comment, let me know what you think about this. And then this last one was taken in Hungary. I don't have a date on this, but this person saw this object out there. They got their phone out and they tried to record it, and then it kind of zips off. You guys will see this in just a second. And there it is there. So of course, taking a closer look at this. Now I've heard certain things that these craft just don't shoot off at the speed of light, that they actually go to a different dimension, but I'll do some stuff on that pretty soon too. I think it was Billy Myers that first talked about that, but here it is here. So you guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you want more videos like this, let me know as well. I'll definitely put them out. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, stay tuned for the next video. Appreciate you watching.